Ladies and gentlemen, when someone is quietly in love with you, their affection often reveals itself through subtle acts of service. These actions are not loud declarations or grand gestures meant to impress others. They are quiet, thoughtful ways of showing care and concern. These acts might seem small or insignificant on the surface, but they carry a depth of meaning that reflects genuine love and devotion. Imagine someone noticing the little inconveniences in your life, things you might not even realize are bothersome, and taking steps to address them without being asked. For instance, perhaps you casually mention that your coffee machine isn't working properly. A day or two later, they surprise you with a replacement or find a way to fix it. They might brush it off as nothing, saying it was no big deal, but in reality, this action required time, effort, and thoughtfulness. They didn't fix the machine for recognition or praise. They did it because your happiness and comfort matter to them. These acts of service can manifest in many ways, from offering to carry heavy bags to making sure you're safe when walking home late at night. The underlying message in these actions is, I see your needs and I want to help without expecting anything in return. It's a selfless form of care that transcends surface level interaction. Someone who loves you quietly is often attuned to your struggles, big or small, and they make an effort to ease your burdens in ways that feel natural and unassuming. Their attention to detail also plays a significant role in these acts. They observe your preferences and routines, even if you've never explicitly shared them. Maybe you've had a long day at work, and without saying a word, they show up with your favorite meal. Or perhaps you mention a book you've been meaning to read, and the next time you see them, they bought it for you. These actions may seem casual on the outside, but they are rooted in a deeper understanding of your likes, dislikes, and aspirations. Their ability to remember and act on these details speaks volumes about how much they value you. Another layer of these acts of service lies in their consistency. It's not a one-time effort to make an impression. It's an ongoing commitment to making your life a little easier and brighter. Over time, these actions create a pattern, a quiet rhythm of care that is hard to ignore. For instance, they might always offer to drive you home when it's late, even if it means going out of their way. They may consistently check in on you when you're feeling unwell, offering remedies or simply being there to comfort you. This level of dedication shows that their feelings go beyond fleeting attraction. They are invested in your well-being. It's also worth noting that these acts of service often come with humility. The person doesn't draw attention to their efforts or expect you to reciprocate. They might downplay what they've done, saying it's just a small thing or that anyone would have done the same. But the truth is, not everyone would go to these lengths. Their modesty in these moments reflects their genuine intentions. They are doing these things because they care, not because they want acknowledgement. Sometimes their acts of service can extend into areas of your life that you didn't even realize needed attention. For example, they might help you organize a chaotic schedule, offer advice on a challenging situation, or lend a hand with a project you're struggling to complete. They anticipate your needs in a way that feels almost intuitive, as though they've taken the time to truly understand you. This intuitive understanding comes from observing and listening, paying attention to the things that matter to you, even if you've never explicitly asked for help. These quiet gestures also reveal a level of emotional maturity and selflessness. Love, when expressed through service, is about putting someone else's needs above your own. It requires a level of empathy and thoughtfulness that not everyone possesses. When someone is willing to go out of their way for you without expecting anything in return, it's a clear sign that their feelings run deep. It's an unspoken way of saying, your happiness is my happiness. Their efforts may also extend to creating moments of joy for you. They might surprise you with thoughtful plans, like arranging a picnic at your favorite park or planning a visit to a place you've always wanted to see. These actions show that they are not only paying attention to your preferences, but also taking steps to turn them into reality. They find joy in seeing you happy, and their acts of service become a way to nurture that joy. Even in moments of difficulty, their love shines through these actions. If you're going through a tough time, they may step in to shoulder some of the burden, offering help in ways that alleviate your stress. They might run errands for you, handle responsibilities you're too overwhelmed to manage, or simply be present to provide emotional support. These gestures, while seemingly small, carry immense weight when done with sincerity and love. When someone is quietly in love with you, one of the most telling signs is their protective behavior. This isn't the kind of overt, dramatic protection you might see in movies. It's often subtle, almost imperceptible, yet deeply meaningful. It's an instinctive response that stems from their desire to ensure your safety and well-being, both physically and emotionally. This protective nature manifests in various ways, each rooted in their quiet affection and care for you. You might notice that they are always attuned to your surroundings, particularly in situations where you might feel vulnerable or uncomfortable. If you're walking on a busy street together, they may subtly position themselves on the side closer to traffic, as if to shield you from potential danger. If you're in a crowded space, they might stay close, not in an overbearing way, but enough to make sure you're not feeling overwhelmed or uneasy. These actions might seem small or routine, but they carry a profound underlying message: I want to keep you safe. Their protectiveness extends to emotional situations as well. They may step in to defend you if someone criticizes or disrespects you, even if they do so tactfully and without making a scene. They're the person who speaks up when they feel you're being treated unfairly, not because they want recognition, but because they can't stand to see you hurt. For example, if someone makes an offhand comment that upsets you, they might subtly redirect the conversation or counter the remark in a way that supports you without escalating the situation. This emotional shielding is an unspoken way of showing how much they value you and your feelings. Sometimes their protective instincts manifest in the advice they give or the warnings they offer. They might caution you about people or situations they perceive as harmful, not out of jealousy or control, but out of genuine concern. For instance, they could gently suggest being wary of someone's intentions or advise against taking unnecessary risks in a particular situation. Their advice isn't about dictating your choices, but about ensuring you have all the information you need to make decisions that prioritize your safety and happiness. This protective behavior can also appear in how they manage their own actions around you. They may consciously avoid saying or doing anything that could upset you, even unintentionally. For example, they might choose their words carefully during sensitive discussions, ensuring they communicate their thoughts without causing you unnecessary stress. They are mindful of how their behavior impacts you because they genuinely care about your emotional well-being. Their protectiveness can also be seen in how they handle moments when you're feeling down or overwhelmed. If you've had a tough day, they're the first to offer support, whether it's by listening, offering solutions, or simply being there to comfort you. They might even anticipate your needs without you having to say a word. For instance, if they notice you're stressed, they might suggest taking a break, bringing you a cup of tea, or offering a quiet space to relax. These actions demonstrate their deep understanding of your needs and their willingness to prioritize them. Another aspect of this protectiveness is their readiness to step in when you're facing a challenge or problem. If you're struggling with something, whether it's a personal issue, work stress, or even a practical task, they're quick to offer assistance. They might take on some of the burden themselves or find ways to make the situation easier for you. Their actions aren't about taking control, but about lightening your load and ensuring you don't have to face difficulties alone. Even in social settings, their protective instincts can become evident. If they sense that someone is making you uncomfortable, they might suddenly position themselves as a buffer or find a way to steer you away from the situation. They're always looking out for you, even if they don't make a big show of it. Their quiet presence becomes a source of reassurance, letting you know that someone is always watching over you with care and attention. Their protective nature also reveals itself in how they handle conflict. If you're upset with them or there's tension between you, they're likely to approach the situation with calm and patience. They want to resolve the issue without causing you additional distress. This might mean taking the time to understand your perspective, apologizing sincerely if they've hurt you, and making an effort to repair the bond. Their focus is not on winning an argument, but on preserving the connection and ensuring you feel heard and respected. In moments of crisis, their protectiveness shines even brighter. They're the person you can rely on when things go wrong, the one who stays calm and takes action to support you. Whether it's helping you through a medical emergency, standing by you during a personal loss, or simply being a steady presence when life feels chaotic, their actions speak volumes about their commitment to your well-being. When someone is quietly in love with you, one of the clearest signs is the way they actively listen and remember the things you say. It's not just about hearing your words, it's about truly absorbing them, valuing your thoughts, and demonstrating that what you share matters to them. This deep level of attentiveness is often subtle, but it holds immense significance. It reveals how much they care and how closely they are paying attention to you. You might notice this in small yet meaningful ways during conversations. Perhaps you mention a favorite childhood memory or casually talk about a goal you're working toward. Later, they bring it up unexpectedly, recalling the details with surprising accuracy. They might ask how your goal is progressing or surprise you by referencing that memory in a thoughtful way. These moments can feel almost uncanny, as though they've created a mental scrapbook of your shared interactions. This kind of attentiveness isn't common. It stems from a genuine interest in your life and experiences. Their ability to remember even the smallest details can extend beyond your conversations to how they interact with you in everyday life. For instance, if you mention once that you prefer your coffee with a splash of oat milk, they make sure to have it on hand whenever you visit. Or perhaps you expressed a love for a particular band and they surprise you with tickets to their concert months later. These gestures may seem spontaneous, but they are actually the result of their attentive listening and their desire to show you how much they value your happiness. When someone is quietly in love with you, their listening goes beyond words. They also pick up on your emotions, even when you don't explicitly express them. They can sense when you're upset, stressed, or tired, often without you having to say anything. If you've had a rough day, they might offer support or simply give you space, intuitively understanding what you need in that moment. This ability to tune into your feelings is a sign of emotional intelligence and a deep connection. It shows that they are not only listening to what you say, but also to what you might not say out loud. Another layer of their attentive listening lies in how they engage with your passions and interests. If you share a hobby, an idea, or even a fleeting curiosity, they take an active interest in it, even if it's something they might not have cared about otherwise. For example, if you're passionate about photography, they might start noticing beautiful locations or asking questions about cameras. If you mention an upcoming event related to your interests, they might surprise you by suggesting you attend together. Their engagement with your passions isn't about trying to impress you, it's about wanting to understand and share in the things that bring you joy. This attentiveness also reflects in the way they adapt their behavior to make you feel comfortable and appreciated. If they notice you're shy in social settings, they might take the lead in conversations to ease the pressure on you. If they learn that you value punctuality, they make an effort to always be on time. These subtle adjustments in their behavior are a testament to how much they're paying attention to your needs and preferences. It's their way of showing that they respect and value who you are. Their listening isn't limited to positive moments. They are equally present during challenging times. When you're upset or frustrated, they provide a safe space for you to vent without judgment. They don't rush to offer solutions unless you ask for them instead. They focus on understanding and empathizing with your feelings. Their ability to listen with patience and compassion creates a sense of trust and emotional security. You know you can confide in them without fear of being dismissed or misunderstood. One of the most telling aspects of their attentive listening is how it influences their actions over time. They take what they've learned about you and use it to make thoughtful choices that enhance your life. For instance, if you've expressed a dislike for certain situations or environments, they make an effort to avoid putting you in those circumstances. If you've shared your dreams and aspirations, they find ways to support and encourage you, whether through words of affirmation or practical help. Their attentiveness shapes their behavior, making their love tangible in the form of consistent care and consideration. This level of listening also creates a deeper bond between the two of you. It fosters a sense of being seen and understood, which is one of the most powerful aspects of any relationship. Knowing that someone values your thoughts, remembers your words, and acts on them makes you feel significant and cherished. It's not about grand gestures or dramatic expressions of love. It's about the quiet, consistent way they show you that you matter. When someone is quietly in love with you, one of the subtle yet undeniable signs is the way they prioritize your happiness, often putting your needs and desires ahead of their own. This behavior is not loud or boastful, but manifests in understated, genuine acts of care and thoughtfulness. It's the kind of attention that doesn't demand recognition or repayment. It simply exists because your happiness brings them joy. Their prioritization of your well-being is an unspoken declaration of their affection, conveyed through actions rather than words. You might notice this in how they adjust their plans or routines to accommodate you. Even when it's inconvenient for them, they're willing to go out of their way to ensure your comfort or meet your needs. For instance, if you express a craving for a particular meal, they might surprise you by preparing it or taking you to a restaurant that serves it, even if it's not their favorite cuisine. Or if you're running late for something important, they might step in to help you save time, whether by picking you up, organizing your belongings, or assisting with last-minute preparations. These gestures might seem small on the surface, but they require effort, thought, and a willingness to prioritize your happiness over their own convenience. This prioritization often extends to how they handle decisions that involve both of you. They might defer to your preferences, not because they lack their own opinions, but because they genuinely want you to be satisfied. For example, if you're deciding on a movie to watch, a place to visit, or an activity to do together, they're quick to suggest options they know you'll enjoy. Even if it's not their top choice, they find fulfillment in seeing you happy. This doesn't mean they're being passive or suppressing their own desires. It's simply a reflection of how much they care about making your experiences enjoyable. Their prioritization of your happiness can also be seen in the way they support your goals and aspirations. They cheer you on, sometimes even more enthusiastically than you do for yourself. If you're pursuing a challenging project or striving toward a significant milestone, they're there to encourage you every step of the way. They might offer practical assistance, like helping you brainstorm ideas, proofread your work, or tackle logistics. Alternatively, they might provide emotional support, reminding you of your strengths and reassuring you when self-doubt creeps in. Their investment in your success is a testament to how much they value you and want to see you thrive. In times of stress or difficulty, their prioritization becomes even more evident. When you're overwhelmed or facing a tough situation, they're quick to step in and offer relief. They might take on tasks or responsibilities to lighten your load, find ways to comfort you and lift your spirits. For instance, if you're dealing with a particularly hectic week, they might surprise you with a thoughtful gesture, like bringing you your favorite treat or arranging a moment of relaxation. Their actions communicate a clear message. They're not just there for you in good times, but are equally invested in your well-being during challenging moments. Their attentiveness to your happiness often involves anticipating your needs before you even express them. This ability to foresee what might make you happy or alleviate your stress is a result of their deep understanding of you. For example, if they notice you're cold, they might offer you a jacket or adjust the temperature without you asking. If they sense that you're tired, they might suggest rescheduling plans to give you time to rest. These proactive gestures demonstrate a level of care that goes beyond surface-level consideration. They're rooted in an intuitive awareness of your needs. They also prioritize your happiness by being patient and accommodating in situations where you might not be at your best. If you're irritable, upset, or dealing with personal challenges, they don't take it personally or react negatively. Instead, they approach you with compassion and understanding, giving you the space or support you need to navigate your emotions. Their ability to remain calm and centered during these moments reflects their commitment to preserving your peace of mind and emotional well-being. Another way their prioritization shows is in how they handle conflicts or disagreements with you. Rather than focusing on winning an argument, they prioritize resolving the issue in a way that maintains harmony and respects your feelings. They're willing to compromise, apologize when necessary, and work collaboratively to find solutions. Their focus isn't on proving a point, but on preserving the connection and ensuring you feel heard and valued. This approach to conflict resolution highlights their deep respect for you and their desire to prioritize the relationship over their ego. Their actions are not limited to grand or obvious gestures sometimes. The most profound examples of their prioritization lie in the quiet, consistent ways they show up for you. They're the person who remembers the little things, your favorite flowers, the way you like your tea, or the stories you've shared about your childhood. They're the one who pays attention to your moods and knows how to brighten your day, even in the smallest ways. This steady, unassuming presence is a powerful reminder of their affection and their unwavering focus on your happiness. When someone is quietly in love with you, their actions often reveal a subtle yet profound sense of protection toward you. This protective instinct isn't about control or dominance, rather, it's an unspoken desire to ensure your safety, well-being, and peace of mind. It manifests in a myriad of ways, many of which are understated but deeply meaningful. It reflects their care for you and their wish to shield you from harm or discomfort. This protective nature might first become apparent in how they react to external situations involving you. For instance, if someone speaks to you disrespectfully or acts in a way that undermines your dignity, they are quick to step in, either with a firm yet calm intervention or by subtly redirecting the situation to de-escalate it. They are mindful of your feelings and won't stand by while someone else treats you poorly. Even when the situation doesn't call for a direct confrontation, their presence and demeanor often convey that you are not alone and that they are there to stand beside you. Beyond interpersonal scenarios, their protective instinct extends to ensuring your physical safety. When walking on a busy street, they might instinctively position themselves closer to the traffic, subtly guiding you to the safer side of the sidewalk. If you're carrying something heavy or navigating a challenging situation, they're quick to offer help without you having to ask. These actions might seem small, but they are expressions of their attentiveness and desire to shield you from unnecessary strain or danger. Their concern for your safety can also be seen in how they prioritize your well-being during moments of uncertainty or potential risk. For example, if you're feeling unwell or fatigued, they encourage you to rest, often taking on responsibilities or tasks you might otherwise feel compelled to handle. If you're heading into a situation that might be stressful or unfamiliar, they go out of their way to provide reassurance, offering advice, or even accompanying you to ensure you feel supported. Their focus isn't on imposing their will, but on making sure you feel secure and cared for. Their protective instincts extend to your emotional well-being, and this is where their love often becomes most apparent. They are attuned to your feelings, recognizing when you're upset, anxious, or overwhelmed, even if you haven't verbalized it. In these moments, they provide a safe space for you to process your emotions without judgment or pressure. Whether it's by listening attentively, offering comforting words, or simply being present, they create an environment where you feel valued and understood. They instinctively know that protecting your heart and mind is as important as safeguarding your physical safety. This emotional protection is also evident in how they handle sensitive topics or potential sources of conflict. When discussing difficult subjects, they approach the conversation with care, ensuring their words are considerate and their tone is gentle. They make an effort to understand your perspective and avoid saying or doing anything that might inadvertently hurt you. Even when disagreements arise, their priority is to maintain a sense of respect and mutual understanding, ensuring that your feelings are never disregarded or invalidated. Another way their protective nature manifests is in their efforts to shield you from unnecessary stress or burden. They pay attention to your responsibilities and challenges, often stepping in to help lighten your load without being asked. For instance, if you're juggling multiple commitments, they might quietly handle some tasks on your behalf or offer solutions to make your day easier. These acts of service are driven by a genuine desire to see you thrive and a recognition of the value of your time and energy. Their protection extends even to how they speak about you when you're not present. They ensure that your name is treated with respect and that others see you in a positive light. If someone criticizes or speaks ill of you, they defend your character and reputation, often without making a spectacle of it. Their loyalty and steadfastness in upholding your dignity are strong indicators of their care for you. This protective instinct isn't limited to reactive measures. It also involves proactive efforts to create a sense of stability and security in your life. They think ahead, considering potential challenges you might face and working quietly to address them before they become issues. For example, if they know you're preparing for an important event or milestone, they might anticipate your needs and ensure you have everything you require to succeed. This foresight and thoughtfulness are rooted in their deep care for you and their desire to contribute to your happiness and success. Their protection often comes without any expectation of recognition or gratitude. They don't seek validation for their actions, they do it because it feels natural to them. Their love is expressed not through grand declarations, but through consistent, quiet efforts to make your life better and safer. But their focus is not on what they can gain from the relationship, but on what they can give. And their protective nature is one of the purest expressions of this selflessness. When someone is quietly in love with you, one of the most telling signs is how much attention they give to the details about you. This goes beyond simply noticing the obvious or surface level traits. It's a deep attentiveness to who you are, encompassing your habits, preferences, quirks, and even the unspoken aspects of your personality. Their focus on the small things reveals an underlying affection, a quiet admiration that compels them to truly know and understand you on a profound level. You might notice their attention in how they remember seemingly insignificant things about you. It could be the way they recall the exact way you like your coffee, the song you hum when you're lost in thought, or the specific way you like to organize your space. These details might not seem important to others, but to them they are windows into your world, pieces of the puzzle that make up who you are. Their ability to remember and act on these details is a reflection of how much they care and how deeply they are attuned to you. This attentiveness often manifests in their interactions with you. They listen to you with a level of focus that makes you feel truly heard and understood. When you share stories, thoughts, or feelings, they not only remember what you said, but also connect it to other aspects of your life. For instance, if you mention a favorite childhood memory, they might later bring it up in conversation or reference it in a way that shows they've been paying attention. Their ability to connect the dots and see the bigger picture of who you are demonstrates a depth of care that goes beyond casual interest. Their attention to detail extends to anticipating your needs and preferences. Without you needing to say a word, they might sense when you're tired, stressed, or in need of a little extra care. They adjust their actions accordingly, whether it's by creating a moment of calm in your day, offering help without being asked, or simply being present when you need support. This intuitive understanding of what you need in the moment reflects not only their attentiveness, but also their empathy and emotional intelligence. They also notice and appreciate the things that make you unique, including the quirks or habits that you might think are insignificant or even embarrassing. For example, if you have a tendency to laugh at your own jokes or always carry a particular item with you, they don't just notice these traits, they cherish them. These idiosyncrasies become endearing to them because they are part of what makes you you. Their love is expressed in how they see beauty in the small things you might overlook about yourself. Their focus on the details often translates into thoughtful gestures that show how well they know you. They might surprise you with a gift that aligns perfectly with your taste or plan an activity that reflects your interests. These actions are never generic, they are tailored specifically to you based on what they've observed and remembered. For instance, if you mention wanting to read a particular book or visit a specific place, they might make it happen without you needing to remind them. Their thoughtfulness is a testament to the effort they put into understanding and caring for you. Another layer of their attentiveness lies in how they respond to your emotions. They pick up on subtle shifts in your mood or tone, often recognizing when something is off before you've even said a word. If you're feeling down, they don't press you to talk if you're not ready. But they'll find ways to comfort you, whether it's through kind words, a warm gesture, or simply sitting quietly with you. Their sensitivity to your emotional state shows that they're not just present, they're truly tuned into what you're experiencing. This attention to detail also reveals itself in how they adapt their behavior to suit your preferences. They might adjust the way they communicate, finding the words or approach that resonate most with you. If you're someone who values actions over words, they'll show their care through what they do. If you're someone who loves meaningful conversations, they'll engage you in discussions that go beyond the superficial. Their adaptability is a reflection of their desire to meet you where you are and to connect with you in a way that feels authentic and meaningful. Their attentiveness is often quiet and unassuming, but it speaks volumes about their feelings. They don't draw attention to their actions or expect recognition for noticing the little things. For them, the joy lies in being able to make you feel seen, valued, and understood. Their focus on the details is their way of expressing love without words, a silent yet powerful declaration of how much you mean to them. They also pay close attention to how they can support your dreams and goals. They notice the aspirations you share, even in passing, and they take them to heart. If you mention wanting to learn a new skill, travel to a certain destination, or achieve a specific milestone, they encourage you and might even find ways to help you take steps toward those goals. Their support isn't just passive, it's active and intentional, rooted in a genuine desire to see you succeed and fulfill your potential. This attention to detail is not a fleeting behavior, it's consistent and enduring. It reflects a level of investment in you that goes beyond superficial attraction. They are deeply engaged in understanding and appreciating who you are, and this engagement is evident in everything they do, from the way they listen to the way they act. It's a quiet yet profound expression of their feelings, one that communicates love without the need for grand declarations or overt displays. When someone is quietly in love with you and hiding it, they often show a remarkable level of patience when it comes to you and your relationship with them. This patience isn't passive or indifferent, rather, it is an active, intentional form of care that reflects their deep feelings. They are willing to give you the time and space you need, even when it means putting their own desires or expectations on hold. Their patience reveals a love that is rooted in respect, understanding, and a genuine desire for your happiness. You might notice their patience in how they handle the dynamics of your relationship. They don't rush you into making decisions or commitments before you're ready. Instead, they allow the connection to unfold naturally, letting you set the pace. If you're unsure about your feelings or navigating through a challenging time, they stand by you without pushing for answers or outcomes. This willingness to wait, even when it might be difficult for them, shows that they value you and prioritize your comfort over their own need for certainty. Their patience is also evident in how they approach disagreements or misunderstandings. When conflicts arise, they don't react impulsively or allow frustration to dictate their actions. Instead, they take the time to listen, seeking to understand your perspective rather than simply defending their own. They are willing to engage in thoughtful conversations and work through challenges together, even if it requires effort and compromise. Their focus is not on winning the argument, but on preserving the connection and ensuring that both of you feel heard and respected. This patience extends to how they support you in your personal growth and journey. They recognize that everyone has their own timeline for achieving goals, overcoming obstacles, and finding clarity. If you're working through personal challenges or striving toward a dream, they encourage you without imposing their expectations. They celebrate your progress, no matter how small, and offer reassurance during setbacks. Their understanding that growth takes time is a reflection of their commitment to you and their belief in your potential. They are also patient when it comes to understanding you as a person. They don't rush to conclusions about who you are or what you need. Instead, they take the time to observe, learn, and adapt to your unique qualities. If you're someone who needs time to open up or prefers to keep certain aspects of your life private, they respect those boundaries without pressuring you to share more than you're comfortable with. Their willingness to wait for you to share at your own pace demonstrates their trust in you and their respect for your individuality. Their patience is often accompanied by a quiet consistency in their actions. They show up for you time and again, even when there's no immediate reward or recognition. If you're going through a busy or stressful period, they understand and remain present without demanding more of your time or attention than you can give. They are reliable and steadfast, providing a sense of stability that can be especially comforting during uncertain times. Their consistent presence is a testament to their commitment and the depth of their feelings for you. This patience is not limited to difficult moments. It also shines in how they cherish the small, everyday interactions with you. They find joy in simply being in your company, whether it's through casual conversations, shared laughter, or quiet moments of companionship. They don't need grand gestures or constant excitement to feel fulfilled. Being with you, even in the simplest of ways, is enough for them. Their ability to savor these moments reflects their appreciation for you and the connection you share. They also exhibit patience when it comes to the future. They don't pressure you to define the relationship or map out a clear path forward before you're ready. Instead, they focus on building a strong foundation based on trust, mutual respect, and shared values. They believe that the future will take care of itself if the present is nurtured with care and intention. This long-term perspective reflects their confidence in the bond you share and their willingness to invest in it for the long haul. Their patience often extends to how they handle their own feelings. Even though they may be deeply in love with you, they don't burden you with their emotions or expectations. They wait for the right moment to express their feelings, ensuring that it aligns with where you are in your journey. This self-restraint is not a sign of fear or hesitation, but a reflection of their respect for you and their desire to create a connection that is mutual and authentic. Their patience is also evident in how they approach moments of uncertainty. If you're unsure about your feelings or exploring other aspects of your life, they don't withdraw or become distant. Instead, they remain supportive and understanding, giving you the freedom to explore while quietly hoping that your paths will continue to align. Their ability to navigate uncertainty with grace and optimism reflects their faith in the strength of your connection. Ultimately, their patience reveals a love that is selfless and enduring. It is not about rushing to a destination, but about savoring the journey with you. They understand that true love is built over time, through shared experiences, mutual growth, and a deep understanding of one another. Their willingness to wait, to adapt, and to remain present is a powerful testament to their feelings, one that speaks louder than words or grand declarations ever could.